Hey everyone, I wanted to make this video because this is about a topic that really hasn't been covered that much yet, and I find it a bit appalling. Um, as you all well know by now, Judge Andrew Napolitano of the Fox Business Network, he has his own show on there called Freedom Watch. He was on the Alex Jones show the other day, like last week actually, and he talked about when the topic of building number 7, World Trade Center building number 7 came up on the program because both Judge Napolitano and Alex Jones were talking about how Geraldo Rivera had recently just covered World Trade Center building number 7 on his own program, and then Judge Napolitano then said on the Alex Jones show that he's like, yeah, I find it hard to believe, the official story about Building 7, which, if you all know, that was one of the World Trade Center buildings that collapsed at free fall at about like 5:30 in the evening, hours after the Twin Towers collapsed from the terrorist attacks. Now, the thing is that Media Matters for America is having, just going on this crusade against Andrew Napolitano. It's their front page, #1 story on their website. Yes, I go to this website. It's the dumbest, watchdog group out there. It's funded by George Soros. We all know that. And all of a sudden, they're like, ooh, Napolitano should be fired for saying or for suggesting that the official story of 9/11 is questionable, and especially the Building 7 story. He should be fired according to Fox News standards, and so they're calling for this guy. I mean, this is a mission that they have been on for a week now, and it's still their #1 story on their website, calling for this guy to be fired because he spoke his mind on a radio show, simply just saying, well, yeah, I think the official story of the 9/11 attacks is questionable regarding building number 7. And then all of a sudden Media Matters, the George Soros funded group, goes after him and calls for him to be fired. And then parrots pick this up, people like Keith Olbermann, who can't do any research himself. He just picks out stories from Media Matters, obviously. If you've seen his Worst Person in the World segment or any other segment on his program, he gets it all off directly from Media Matters. And then he parrots whatever they put on there and puts it on his program. And there's a video up, and it's been uploaded many times by many users on YouTube, of Olbermann calling for Napolitano to be fired as well.
The runner-up, Roger Ailes of Fixed News, his employee Andrew Napolitano went on the radio yesterday to declare that 9/11, quote, couldn't possibly have been done the way the government told us. Okay, Napolitano's a truther. I don't have to agree with him. You don't have to disagree with him. But according to his employer's code of smear, they got to fire him. Televangelist Glenn Beck hunted Van Jones on the flimsier complaint that Jones had unknowingly signed a truther petition. Sean Hannity said Jones should be fired immediately. O'Reilly attacked Faisal Abdul Rauf of the Park 51 Center in New York because even though Rauf believes the 9/11 attacks were committed by extremist Muslims, one of his former associates is a truther. So Ailes has to fire Napolitano. And if he doesn't, Beck, Hannity, and O'Reilly need to condemn Ailes and Fox and call them un-American for not firing him. Go ahead. Put your outrage where your money is.
So there's this crusade against him, and this has been a man who is actually one of the few honest people in the mainstream media. And it saddens me when I see this, because this group is not out for truth. They're not out for freedom of speech. They don't care about that. They don't care about any of those things. What they care about is just their senseless crusade against one corporate media outlet, Fox News. I mean, number one, it's a waste of time. Two, they don't want to seek anything. They just want to take down opposition, this false left-right paradigm infighting that's going on. They're part of it. It's being funded by a globalist scumbag, George Soros. So, and and whenever he's attacked, George Soros on Fox News, like Glenn Beck called him the boogeyman or whatever, I don't know, but called him that, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, they are going after people who criticize George Soros. So it's just so obvious, and it's just a disgusting website. So just wanted people to be aware of this, because Media Matters and others in mainstream media are calling for Napolitano to be fired because he spoke his mind and he dared say something that's controversial. Anything in this country is considered controversial if it's not on a sheet of paper. Any question that is on this little sheet of paper called the the question that's permittable, I guess, I don't know. If it's off that paper, then you're considered, radical, controversial, blah, blah, blah. You can't ask questions outside of this small piece of paper that seems legitimate. You know what I mean? Like you cannot question the Federal Reserve. That's a radical out there question. Who talks about that? Let's ask other questions like, will Obama lose in 2012? Will the Tea Party shift Congress a bit? I mean, they're the stupidest questions I've ever seen in my life. This is what mainstream media sources put out every day on their websites. Like, it's supposedly supposed to be kind of a controversial question itself, but it's a brain dead question. It's stupid. It's for kindergartners. It's dumb. And so, you're not supposed to have any thought-provoking questions. You ask any thought-provoking questions, criticizing official stories given out by the government about certain events that have happened, 9/11, Oklahoma City bombing, Iraq War, Federal Reserve, blah, 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 you name it. Anything out there, you're controversial, you're radical, you're a conspiracy nut, you're a right-wing nut job, blah, blah, blah. So, because Napolitano dared break the ice on this, and because he's part of a mainstream network, they're going all out after him. Media Matters, MSNBC. I'm assuming people even on on his own network, Fox News, are going after him as well. So keep an eye on this. I just wanted to let everyone know, because this is a story that's rarely been talked about. But I want to say this. If Fox News does fire Judge Andrew Napolitano because of the pressure that these vicious groups like Media Matters are pressuring Fox News to fire him, that's what they're doing. They're telling Fox News to fire him. If this goes through, because you cannot trust Fox News management anyway, then, I don't know. It'll just be another person who spoke their mind thrown out on the sidewalk. Simple as that. You dare speak your mind on a mainstream network, you get slammed hard. All right, so we're gonna keep an eye on this story. Tell me what your thoughts are, and let's hope that he stays where he is, or if he's getting treated like crap over at his network, then he should probably leave and join an alternative media source where he won't be treated that way, where you can actually speak your mind, where freedom of speech is allowed, and where controversial questions are fine. Thank you.